Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, new updates. I'm hyped. I'm sure you guys are as well. For those of you who are watching this video, look at this new Foxy costume. Man, that's just extremely pretty, beautiful. Really loving it. Alright, so new mercenaries. We're gonna have a quick analysis and I'm gonna give my thoughts as always, and just keep in mind that this is all based on my own personal opinion. It's not like a general thing, so yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Aaron, the new defender we have in the block. His name is Aaron. Alright, first things first, stats. Pretty decent attack. Alright, so maxed out you will get I would say about average for a defender, about average. HP is slightly on the higher side. This is a good plus. He has high HP. Defense 0% though. That's like one negative right there. So decent crit rate, crit damage at 75%. Not sure why you need that. Edgy and defense 0%. For me, if you are a defender, you need to have good defense and edgy. At least 5%. Come on. At least 5%. Alright, in terms of skills. Okay, so this guy is all about reflecting damage to the opponent, I believe. Okay, so we have the permanent sacred reflective counter. Alright, so this thing is permanently there. So whenever the opponent attacks, incoming damage will be reflected 50%. That's pretty good actually. So incoming damage times 50% reflection, and if the damage reflection expires or removed, this guy then heals for 10% heals. That is pretty okay. It's pretty okay. So keep in mind that the reflective counter is like one turn. It lasts for one turn after being attacked. Okay, so receives healing upon enemies normal attack. So this is just like Mechanism from Seer, but slightly different. Modified damage by normal attack times 30% instant healing. So I think it gets up to like a crazy amount. So let's have a look at +9. Alright, so somehow you have a 20% crit rate permanently right there. 150% reflection. That's a lot of reflection. 30% instant healing, alright, and then you have the incoming damage minus 40% alongside with damage by normal attack times 100% healing, and taunt as well for 8 turns. Alright, so this guy has like 40% crit rate after he attacks, which is kind of cool in a way, but it's only for 6 turns. His taunt is 8 turns, so yeah, there's a bit of difference right there. 2 turns you won't be able to have the crit rate boost, but yeah, the crit rate boost is definitely going to be helpful, especially if you reflect. That means you might be able to crit on your reflect. So overall, I don't know, like based on what I'm seeing right now, I think I prefer Jin over him. Like especially for those of you who probably has invested some skill books in Jin, you are better off just using Jin. This guy is like just another Jin, but in a different way. Like he doesn't reflect. He has taunt and things like that. Jin is a warrior type, so they are both different. And I think if you're trying to deal more damage, definitely Jin is the one to go for. But if you're trying to, you know, be annoying, have your formation last as long as possible, I would say Aaron might actually works better. So probably for grand decks and more defensive and tanky teams. Okay, so in terms of magician we have Leah. Let's have a look. What is Leah all about? Okay, so Leah, apparently she is a magician. So I'm not too much of a big fan of a magician, especially a 4-star one, unless you're a Chalkle. So yeah, +9, attack twice. Attack is reduced, of course, and then there's copied buff effects from the opponents. This is cool. Immediately after the normal attack, very cool. There is shock as well, so she does deal some attack interference, very interesting. Current HP times 10% shock damage. So this is going to be like annoying to deal with, especially depending on what team that you have. 10% for the current HP, so definitely can be a lot or a little depending on the amount of the HP that you are fighting. So yeah, she's stronger on turn 1 definitely, and restores HP every turn based on the skill types applied to oneself. I'm not sure how useful is she. This skill could be useful for Ogdot maybe, the world boss Ogdot. You deal 10% shock damage of that guy's HP. Currently I'm only using the decomposition from my Diomeron and Viola, I think, for Ogdot, but maybe she could chip in a little bit. But in terms of PvP, nah, 2 turns, not a big fan of that for a magician, that means. Alright, supporter, we have 2 different ones, Themis and Floria. Alright, let's explore them individually. Okay, so Themis. So this one we can analyze the stats. Usually 5 stars, I like to have a look at stats first. So decent HP, 6.1k. Okay. Defense is definitely very low, 20% agility. I think I like the stats here. Definitely one of the better stats. 6.1. Like, let's compare it to, for example, a Venaka. Right, so a Venaka has way less. Wow, I didn't know that. But Edgy is 30%. I think Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina has. Oh wow, so Themis is actually tankier than I thought. 6000 HP for a supporter. That's quite high actually, based on what I'm seeing. If you compare, let's say Michaela. How much is Michaela? Michaela is wow. Every other supporters are all at, except for Veronia. What? Themis has higher HP than Veronia. Wow. At least Veronia has that 10% defense. Alright, so she's one of the highest HP supporters out there. So in terms of using her in the world boss, the transport one, I think she's definitely usable. Yeah, let's have a look and I'll tell you guys why is she usable. So +9, obviously you get the max HP every turn times 5% healing. So this is a very cool skill. It heals HP, her HP every single turn, and it never ends. It never ends. It's permanently just right there. It's very cool. It's a very cool skill to have. And then we have this, the Advanced Enhancement Prohibition Counter Bestowal. I'm not sure how this skill works. It seems like it's an alright skill to have, you know, like it gives nullifier to your allies. So the opponent who attacks your allies will get their states boost or any like buffs removed, which is cool. So you need to use it on maybe Seer and a Seer town, and if that, let's say, opponent triple buff that Foxy and the Foxy attacks Seer, that Foxy will have the buff, all her buffs removed immediately, which is cool. Which is why I think she works extremely good in Grand decks, but on normal decks though, I'm not sure if you can replace her with any other supporters that you currently have. Like if you have, like, for example, Venaka, definitely I don't think replacing her in is a good idea. But the 35% edgy boost and 35% reduction in incoming damage, that will definitely be helpful in the world boss stages for sure. So one thing which is very unique is the crit rate times 10% right here. I don't know, it's kind of unique. There's no like boost to any damage and everything except for edgy. Some units have edgy converted to attack or whatever, but this 10% boost crit rate, I don't know, I find it very interesting. Maybe it's for her to combo better with Venaka, because Venaka doesn't increase crit rate for whatever reason. She boosts attack and crit damage, so she doesn't like boost crit rate. So if you're lacking in crit rate, you want to go for the 100%, go for Themis. But yeah, I can see she's definitely strong, but it's hard for her to fit into most teams. Alright, and the last one we have is Floria. Okay, so this, she has an alright stats, 3.6k HP, not too high, not too low. Obviously, if you compare to Themis, Themis has way higher HP out there, but like, you shouldn't compare with Themis. Themis is like one of the highest HP supporters out there. But in terms of stats for an overall, you know, supporter, I would say she's slightly on the mid-range to high side. Alright, so let's see. Mother Nature. So what is she all about? Apparently, if you look at this skill, her max HP every turn times 12% healing to opponent. So the more HP she has, the more like heal she's able to deal, right? So receives debuff immunity to enemies normal attack. Alright, that's kind of cool. So definitely you want to give 2 vital runes. Allies HP heals with force of nature expire or remove, then there's a 24% instant healing, and there's a debuff immunity only for 1 turn. Alright. Okay, attack interference, skill type remove. I wish it was like, so far I haven't seen any attack interference immunity, but removal is kind of cool. She might be able to replace Vincent. So another 32% reduces incoming damage, and max HP every turn for 6% healing. So this is on herself. She has this like thing that lasts for 50 turns. I think this is similar to Sigmund's one. I could be wrong though, but I think it's pretty similar. The reduced incoming damage is 32% though. Sigmund one is more, I think 50 or something. And of course she is immune to attack interference. Alright, she seems alright. Yeah, more of a healing sort of, supporter. If you are going for offensive team, she doesn't fit in well. But if you have a grand deck, for example, you can easily replace her with, I don't know, Hyunwoo or some, not Hyunwoo, what's that guy? Julie? 3-star Julie or Anais, Elijah. You can replace them easily. So yeah, she's definitely not what I'm gonna go after. But yeah, if I get her, I guess it's alright. Alright, so overall, out of all the 4 introduced ones, I would say Aaron is probably the one that I'm most interested in. But even then though, I have Jin, right? I don't feel like, for those people who have Jin, I don't know, is it worth investing in Aaron? I don't think so, because like Jin is able to fit that role in, like stay in that lane and just take hits. Aaron, yeah, he can do that, but okay, one thing that Aaron doesn't have, whether you agree or not, is immunity to debuffs or attack interference. So he might struggle if opponent Angelica just buff prohibition this guy. He might not be able to heal. I don't know, like it's just, he's in an odd place. Not to say he's bad, but yeah, overall I guess I prefer Jin, but if I do get him, that's fine. Okay guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Turn on the notification bell as well. I'll try to do some pulls tomorrow, a bit tired now. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.